There is a trend right now that is really engulfing our society. And unfortunately, it is on the negative aspect. It is on the negative. That is actually the unfortunate aspect of the whole thing. And it's a very terrible trend. And well, another terrible thing about this trend is that it cuts across every age bracket, every gender. So it's not even a man thing or a woman thing. It's not a teenager thing, adult thing. It cuts across. If you have been very observant enough, you would have noticed that it cuts across. In fact, it is when you go close to some of these enclosed groups, you begin to understand that it's actually generalized, if I can say it that way. Just that in some areas or in some instances, it might be mild, but if you check out very well, it is already existing. And I'm actually making this video because of some persons who may not have the mental health capacity to handle that kind of situation. What is that trend? That trend is the issue of trying to please everybody, trying to please people, people pleasing mentality. You know, when you have people pleasing mentality, you are going to be the victim. So because you are in that process, you are going to lose yourself. And it will be very terrible that in trying to please other people, you lost your own self. That will be a very terrible own goal. And I don't think it is wise. It is not a good thing. So one thing people should try to do, especially you that is watching me right now, is make every effort within your power to build up your mental health resilience. One of the things you need to build up your mental health to get against is the issue of rejection. Rejection. It's not everybody that prepares their mind for rejection. And one thing about life is that rejection is actually a natural is something that it's part of life. It's part of life. Rejection can come in different forms. It could be admission. Maybe you are rejected from the particular school you want to get an admission to go and study. It could be employment. Probably the organization you want to work, you didn't get a job, you were rejected, you didn't get it. It could be in relationships, it could be in marriages, it could be economic, it could be a lot of things. You can actually be rejected for any reason in any sphere of life. And it is part of life. It is one phenomenon that a lot of people are not really. Some people will tell you that I don't take no for an answer. You hear things like that. I don't take no for an answer. In as much as we encourage that kind of strong will or something, but it is good for you to also know that saying no is part of response. No is a response. Yes is a response. Even silence is a response. So you mustn't expect a yes to every question or to every situation, and you must not expect a no to. You must not expect so. A yes, no, or silence can actually be applicable to any particular situation depending on the uniqueness. For instance, if you're asking me of something and I cannot do that thing for you, or I cannot avail you of that thing, I will tell you no. Now, I'm not telling you no because I don't like you. I'm not telling you no because you're a bad person, but because it doesn't suit well, it doesn't suit me, it doesn't sit down well with me. And you that I'm giving that answer no, or me that you are giving that answer no, should be able to know that, okay, this person has the right to say no to this particular thing. In as much as in my own understanding or your own understanding, you might be thinking it is okay. But in my own understanding, it may not be okay. Maybe in the long run, there could be a change of mind, probably when there are a better source of maybe when information is better or clearer. Then someone can now change his or her mind and say, okay, I said no earlier on, or I said yes earlier on, and now I'm changing my mind because I now have a better information or a better idea or a clearer idea of the whole situation. That's why we say that the only constant thing in life, in nature, is change. Change is the only constant thing in nature. Change. So I expect people to change anytime. Expect people's response to change anytime. Expect people's mood to change anytime. Expect people's countenance to change anytime. It is not casting stones. So don't think that because somebody did this today, then tomorrow the person did not do it, then there is a you understand. No. Rejection is part of life. The way you are expecting acceptance, you should also prepare your mind for rejection. You know that thing they normally say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I think that is the one kind of ideology or mentality people should actually be cultivating right now. Hope for the best, pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. So that when the worst happens, you won't be caught unprepared. You won't be caught. And that thing they normally say that he who fails to plan has already planned to fail. In fact, when you even plan, always make contingency plan of probably if what you are planning did not work. And you have some motivational speakers, when they talk, they will tell you that if option A fails, take option B. If option B fails, take option C. If option C fails, take option D. If option D fails, take option E and all that. And they will even go ahead to tell you that there are 26 English alphabets, that you keep taking that option until you get to even Z. That even if that Z didn't work, that you can come back again and start afresh from option A. The whole idea is that opportunities should be limitless. That's just the point. So you should not anchor your expectation on a particular something. Try to just widen your horizon of probably acceptance or rejection, so that when it comes, it won't hit you so badly. It's not that it won't affect you. It will, because we are all humans with emotions. So when you want something and you are not getting it, it is all right to feel bad about it. You are correct when you feel bad, when you feel upset, when you feel sad. It is normal human emotion. It is not out of place. So it is normal to feel sad. It is normal to cry. It is normal to feel upset. It is normal to feel disappointed. These things are normal. So it's not like they are abnormal or they are unheard of. No, they are all part of our life journey. The only thing is that a lot of people are not prepared for something. So when we are going into any venture, we already have this mindset that it's going to be all cozy, all rosy, but it's not true. Just like in one of the Shakespeare, one of his books he wrote, is not as you think. Life is not usually just the way you think. There are things you see, you would think it is just straight. But when you get into it, or when you get into that journey, you say it's not all that straight the way you were thinking it in your head. Just like if you ask many people when they were younger, what would you have wanted to be? You hear a lot of things. I would like to be this, and that, and that. 10, 20 years after, take statistics. How many people remained on that lane? How many? Even those who remained, how impactful or how fulfilled are they? You see that in the long run, a lot of things could begin to change. Probably because you've changed your location, you've changed your social circle, there has been an economic change within you that will now influence, your decision at that moment, or your choice of whatsoever at that moment. So rejection is a part of life. So don't see it that because you are rejected, then the whole world should come crashing and you go into depression, and you could begin to contemplate suicide and all that. As a man, you can propose to a woman and she will say no to your proposal. That doesn't mean that that's the end of the world. As a woman, you may wish that so man should marry you or propose to you, and he will tell you, I'm not interested in marriage, or I'm not interested in marrying you. It doesn't bring down the world. It doesn't make the world that the world has stopped going. You can apply to a company or to an organization and you think you are the best candidate, and they say they don't need you. They don't need you. It doesn't mean that the world has ended. You might be the best in your craft or in whatever thing you do, and a potential client says he or she or that they don't want you. It doesn't mean that you are no longer the best, or it doesn't mean that they don't know what they want or something. It is just that the rejection has set in, and it is a part of life. You could apply for something and you have met all the requirements, you've met all the whatsoever, and you are rejected. It doesn't mean you've seen a lot of people, some people that you even know, very smart students, intelligent students, your classmates, and they didn't get admission into the university. But you as an average student, or somebody who is not even up to the intelligence level, and you gain admission. So, and the same thing applies in different spheres of life. So rejection, we should not be seeing rejection as, okay, my own has finished, the world has come to an end, or this and that. No. So when you prepare for anything, for any adventure in life, please prepare for rejection too, so that if it comes, you'll be able to handle it. Thank you.